Yo, chat. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. There we go. All right, we're here. Hello, chat. How's everybody going? How is everybody doing? Let's turn down the music a touch. Maybe a little bit more there. Hello, hello. I do have a treat for you, Slavs. Just give me a second here. Go ahead and, do a little bit of advertising. Come watch the final Open Qualifier matches. Alrighty. We'll be getting these matches right underway. First up, we got BBL versus Poop. Two of the losses we saw yesterday. Personally, I think I'm kind of going to bet on Poop to win this. I think BBL's been, just a little all out of sorts today, trying to get ready for this match. But we're going to see how it is. Everybody's ready to go, and they should get started soon. Slavs, I promised you. Now, hold on, I got to clear this real quick. Promised you I'd crack open a cold one with you. Is this my new job? Yeah, full time. Full time. But Slavs, got myself a couple of brews. Gonna throw them in the big beer glass, and let's go ahead and do this. All right. I just spilled all over me. That's a lot of head. All right. This should be enough to fill both of them. But we'll see. We'll see. Drinking already? Love to see it. Hold on, I gotta grab some napkins. Alrighty. Can we do the game Sunday instead? Friday or Saturday doesn't really work. Why is that? Why is that? I gotta get this other beer in here. I only got one in my glass at the moment. Why does Friday and Saturday not work, vaping? Is that too much to ask from you? There are games Sunday. Alrighty. This match should be getting underway any second now. I think I cleaned myself up. But there's still lots of head in my beer. So we need to fix that. I'm just going to do the normal way I pour usually. I was kind of trying to be funny with that. Okay. There we go. There we go. That's a much better looking beer. Pubs calling those days. Listen, I understand it. I understand it, to be honest, but imagine if you win. That's at least a couple drinks that'll go to your name. You know what I mean? All right. Matches. Let's see. Not started yet. The match is not started yet. Okay, chat. What do we think? Who's going to win? Press 1 in the chat if you think Poop's going to win. Press 2 in the chat if you think BBL's gonna win. You remember your first beer? All right, buddy. All right, buddy. No need. No need. Desktop Miss going for a Rogue 3. All right. Let's see how this goes. Server performance seems like it's going to be pretty good. And we're going to see. We got 2 games today. NLT is awaiting the winners of this match. Reminder, whoever loses this is out. They're out. No more second chances. Not bad. Not bad. This is like a mix of an IPA and just a normal, I don't even know, Pilsner. I don't know what the other things are called besides just beer, But not bad. The winner gets 150 big ones. 150 big ones. Actually, it might be 120. And then 30 split. I can't remember. Something like that. I also do have a Monster. Good. This is basically a vodka Red Bull. This combination. All right. All right. Let's see if the match has started yet. Not quite. It has. We're in. Okay. 2 minutes. Let me make sure. Staff, you can / roster. FYI. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Got Poop defending first against BBL rating. Let's see who's probably going to be adjusting. They're printing in their adjust right now. Not bad. Not bad. Dank Fern. I have not seen your name in a minute, man. How are you doing? Winner of the entire thing? The entire thing. Not just this match. I don't got the pockets to give out matchly wins. You're right, old queen. This is my new apartment I've been in for about a year now. Almost. Oh my gosh, this might be the exact day anniversary of me moving into this apartment. That's kind of crazy. How's the music? Does it sound fine? Is it too loud, too quiet? What are we thinking? Look at Cook cause that snake. They definitely could. I wouldn't be surprised. Adjusting's a very critical part of this at the moment. So we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes, to say the least. They're getting ready here. 50 seconds until this match starts. Once again, press 1 in the chat if you think Poop will win. Press 2 if you think BBL will win. Since it's the anniversary of your apartment, can you host a party there? Carson wants to come? I'm sure he does, bro. I'm sure he does. But Carson will probably fake, being high, and it's just going to kill the mood, and, it probably just wouldn't work, All right, cannon's going. Cannon's going. We will see how this raid goes, to be honest. Let me know once again if the sound mixing is good or bad or anything. If the music's too loud, if the block sounds are too loud. Just let me know. Let me know. We'll never be invited to the function. Could be bad. Carson wants to be self-invited to anything. Let's be honest. It could be the case. All right, they're going through. We've officially started the second and final day of the Open Qualifiers. Their cannon does not... Okay, it's working now. That could have been bad if the cannon was not performing how it should. The cannon's being a little funky. Let's hope that everything's working how it should. Seems like it. I don't know. It was being a little funky there for a second. They're getting through just a tad. You really just kind of want to keep to this one chunk mark for the first 2 minutes or so if you can. But obviously if they're adjusting down, it's really not going to... You're not going to be able to prevent that. Oh, no. And surely I'm not getting DDoSed again. No. Hello, chat. Hello, chat. Chat, I'm being DDoSed. I'm being DDoSed. I'm back. I'm back. Chat, am I back? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Who's DDoSing me? Dude, it has to be Lucky. I don't know who else it would be. Alright. We're back, though. Hopefully I don't continue to get DDoSed. Not cool from whoever's doing that. But, they're at a decent pace right now. At this point, you can't really tell how this match is going to go, I'd say. It's just, a little too early at this point, but it's not bad for either team. I think if they were 2 walls in, that'd be a concern. If they were 4 chunks in, that'd be a concern, So I think this is just, we still don't know either direction this is going to go. I do kind of see it being a pretty close game, and I wouldn't be surprised if both sides get breached during their defending attempt, and it's just a matter of who gets breached the fastest. So... Current teams, yeah, I was working on that some today, but I just didn't get around to finalizing it. So hopefully that'll be in for the weekend, but we'll see. Going through a little bit, Poop's doing a pretty good job already holding, and I don't know. I just think that Poop's probably got the upper hand in this team matchup a little bit. They are drilling a touch. We did see yesterday they are very susceptible to a relatively quick breach. So, you know, don't want to hang our hats too early. Am I lagging again? I am drinking on the job again, Kexit. I am drinking on the job. All right. I think I'm going to just mute the music for now. You know, there's never music in esports streams or anything, so why would there be here? I do need another announcer, a secondary commentator, if anybody wants to apply for that position for the weekend. But they're going through now. Poopy Stinky Head doing his work at the moment. Getting through high at the moment. Work Client holding it down right now. I believe this is IGN 1, but I'm not really sure. Going through right now. Still at a very good pace. I still just think there's not really a, you know, clear advantage to either side at the moment in this match. They're both just doing probably what they should be at this point. But we'll see how this continues, because as we saw yesterday, all it takes is one or two good coordinates to adjust to, kind of like that. And this could really flip the match around. But when you have someone like Poopy Stinky Head already on the shot when they're adjusted to a fresh coordinate, that's hard to beat. But that's a great coordinate right there. Getting through that. Not bad at all. Going through very high. And you don't see any Poop members here at this point. This isn't looking good. I didn't see any kills come through. I don't know where the Poop players are. Work Client being held up high at the moment. This could be bad. That's not the type of initial kind of drill that you really want to see if you are a Poop member. But I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Still going through at the moment. Work Client holding it front. Not bad. We're about 5 minutes into this match. 1/4 of the way there. First quarter is over. Go ahead and get into the second right now. Ling doing well. I do expect a lot out of Ling. I think he's one of the top players of this team. So hopefully we get to see a good performance out of him. But we will see. They're drilling still at the moment at 234. Still relatively high, but I would say either side, it's very alarming for the pace they're at this point. I think it's just going to be a close match. And there's a kill right there. Work Client dead by plate ice. Kills are very important in this. You have about 10, you know, including getting ready and getting back to the walls, about 12 seconds between dying and getting back to the walls. That's 4 shots right there that can be drilling fresh or whatever. They're not exactly adjusting at the moment. That's a good cord, but it seems like it's going to get caught already. I don't know. It seems like they might be adjusting a little quick. The remnants of Work Client falling down there. I think they're just adjusting a little too fast. They're splitting their shot every now and then. Some of their adjusts just are not quite working how they could be. They could be several walls further in at this point, I'd say. But they're just not doing well. Another kill there. Poopy Stinky Head, who was holding it down earlier. He's dead, but they're holding it up front. It doesn't matter if you get a kill if you cannot drill a little bit during that. And they go now fresh. They probably could have gone a little higher right there. This coordinate right here that we're looking at, that would have been a great coordinate for them. They must not have seen it, but they're 230. Going through at the moment, about 4 chunks in. This is probably not where Poop want to see themselves at the moment. They are not super high right now, but I still just think that you probably, if you're Poop, you want them to be a few more walls less into the buffer at this stage. But we're approaching the halfway mark here in just the next couple of minutes. If they got to pack this up a little bit and keep the fresh chords to a minimum, I think that is probably where they're going to want to see themselves at the moment. It does seem like the Poop players are spread out relatively well. I'm not seeing a lot of the BBL forces right now. They've got 2 people on 1 person. When you're already down a man, you can't afford that if you're forcing. But when you're not going to adjust, it really doesn't matter. But as I say that, they hit fresh right there, go straight back up. Not a bad tactic, to say the least, if you are raiding. Try and, you know, get focus into one area and then get it to another. But you still have 2 of the BBL forcers, even 3 of them on 1 person. You just can't afford that when you're forcing. But will Poop be able to punish them for that mistake? We'll have to see. Lane getting some free patches off right now, and that's the type of thing I'm talking about. When you have 3 people on 1 person, or even 2 people on 1 person, you allow things like this to happen. You have 2 free patches right now. I'm really not sure what the BBL Foresters are doing at the moment. They need to clear their comms a little bit, get some better communication between the team, because they are not doing their roles that they should be at the moment, in my opinion. They are opening this up quite a good bit. It is hard to get some patches off here at the front. Ling is holding it down as best as he can, but they are drilling pretty fresh and opening up this split. So we will see how this goes and then find out. Alrighty. Continuing on now. Getting a little further, almost 3 chunks off. This is a little scary for Poop, but they really are not that high here. This is always going to happen. It's going to be hard for a faction to use their Y levels and not get at least 3 chunks off, in my opinion, in almost every match. So I still don't think this is cause for alarm from the Poop side yet, but it does seem like the BBL Forcers have gotten their organization down a little better. I'm trying to see where they are at the moment. Got a few people up front. There they go. That is a good coordinate, and it does look like Poop members are not there right now. This is going to be very good for BBL as they hold one of the best patchers, Ling, above that. Poopy Sticky Head needs to catch that. He does. Got to try and block up this split as much as they can, and that will go straight fresh. Not bad at all, but they're going to drill into some parts of these walls. I just feel like you probably wouldn't really want to, even though you are deep, but you are expanding the split a little bit. We got Splay Basil's trying to organize his inventory. It sees he's got to catch the shot. He is on that a little bit, but already letting a few shots slip on by as he goes. Continuing on now, approaching the halfway mark. This is probably not where you'd want to see yourself if you are Poop. They are drilling through at the moment. It's still very low, so this is packable, but there's not that many more walls left. There is less than 2 chunks of walls here in this buffer, and there is still several open coordinates to use. Poop not giving the performance I think a lot of people thought they would during this open qualifier. They were one of the favorites coming into this, and based on this performance, they might not even make it out of this game, not to mention the next. I think this type of performance is just not what Poop can do to qualify. They're going to have to improve on a lot of stages of the game. Still plenty of time, though, that they're going to have to patch, and BBL is going to have to force. But BBL is doing a lot better on the adjust right now, and with their forcing, it seems. We're going to see how far they can get into. Still fresh, almost a chunk off. They are going to try and use their Ys right now and go for a breach, I'm sure, and I think they might be able to. Getting to the 1 chunk mark. This does show the issue, though, of when this type of situation occurs where you're deep and you're almost there, but you're also low. It can get very hard to actually breach the base. You have to be disciplined and not just go use your low coordinates as BBL is right now. This is what you want to be seeing done, but Wart Client holding it up at the front. Not bad by him. They're trying to get another shot fresh through here. I don't think they're going to be able to. I'm sure they're trying to find another coordinate right now to adjust to, but it is getting packed up pretty quick. As you can see, though, it's going to be hard to get something through, but as I say that, can they get 1 shot fresh? I don't think they will. That was a very important patch by Poopy Sticky Head and Ling. But we're going to see how this goes. Continuing to get some shots through at the moment. Going to a nice X adjust. They're opening it up a little bit, and they do still have 9 minutes remaining. Plenty of time to breach this, but as we found yesterday, breaching is really not that uncommon. You want to do this as quick as possible because it's at this point, you can't really rely on your patches to hold your base. And as I say that, they begin drilling again, getting their fresh coordinates even higher at this point, but now becomes the hard part. Can they actually breach at these coordinates and get through the base? As you can see, it's very blocked up, very packed up at this point. We'll see if they have a breach coordinate they're waiting to use, or if they're just trying to get people away from those coordinates to get back down in there. Do they have a fresh cord they can use? Because they are very close to the buffer, trying to get through there, and they are fresh. This needs to be caught pretty quick. Why would you adjust? Why would you adjust out of that? I don't think that was quite the move that they needed to go for. They are less than a chunk of walls away, though. Splay Basil's on that as best as he can. He's got to try and pre-patch as much as this little opening as he can as BBL continue to go through, and they get him up and away from the shot. They are drilling on fresh. They're only about 4 walls off at this point. This is not the performance Poop wanted to see. And they are fresh right now. I think this breaches, but you got Poopy Sticky Head already on the shot. He knew where that shot was going to go, and he went on it. So that is important from him. Still 7 minutes left. I don't think Poop's going to be able to hold this pace up and patch this out. So it's just a matter of if they can hold this as long as they can and then try and breach on the opposite end. Not quite the performance we were expecting out of a team like Poop. One of the Open Qualifier favorites, in my opinion, but it does seem like they are leveling out a little bit now, collecting themselves some. Let's see if they can hold it down now that it gets a little deeper. As I said yesterday, once you get deeper into a buffer, it actually makes it easier to patch. You get more spread out. It's a little harder to catch up to the patchers and things like that. But at the same time, it could be very stressful to be in this type of situation if you are a Poop player. There are some fresh coordinates right now. Will they use them, though? Because they are not very far off. If you're an adjuster, we saw this yesterday, too. When you have these fresh coordinates low, I'm not sure why you're not using them, to be honest. I think it is a bit of a blunder to not use some fresh chords in this type of situation, because we saw yesterday it might have cost NLT the match and potentially the qualification if they can't qualify today by leaving some of their low, very deep chords untouched until the very end. Let's see what happens here. They're holding it down. This is looking a lot better for Poop. They can full wall some of these walls to add to their total, but we will see. They're continuing to go through now. Can they make it work? It is getting a lot more packed up than it was before. Trying to see. There are some ping concerns from some people. I'm trying to see what everybody's on at the moment. IGN Clown has a lot, and Skilljoe does too, but Skilljoe I don't think is in this match. They are full fresh now. This is not good. They are full fresh at 227. Can they go ahead and brick this up a little bit more? 5 minutes remaining. Poop has stabilized themselves a lot better than it was looking there for a long time. It feels like they are pretty confident patching this scenario where they are on the brink of being breached, but still have time to continue fighting on through this. Trying to see, Zyromate was complaining about his ping, but I don't even see him online. I'm not sure. Somebody's asking me to look at Discord. What's going on? Okay, give me... Looks like we might have to hit something real quick. Okay, have another player. Seems like an adjuster is lagging out at the moment. That is not good. Not good of what you want to see from BBL, but that is a risk that everybody has. Don't want to comp. I don't know what that means. And switch someone out. Okay. Had to handle that a little bit. But they're still going through. And we're going to see how this goes. Seems like there is some lag going on, but it's very similar to a real sports league. It's like getting hurt on the field or something. Nothing I can do about it. Nothing the server can do about it. That's just a personal issue. Nobody else is really having some issues on ping for the most part, so that is just the case. That is just the case. Going on through, but that really could be a very determining factor of this match. Their adjuster lagging out. Not what you want to see, but that's also why you need to have a sub ready to rotate in if that type of issue occurs. But we will see. All right. Alrighty. 3.5 minutes left of this raid phase until Poop goes on the attack. They have definitely stabilized a lot better than they were at one point, but oh, they're breached. The box has been breached. I don't think they know. They have not clicked it yet. They're wasting valuable time, and they're going to fight him. Oh my goodness. Wait a second. They're not letting him get in. He can't get into the box. This is crazy. All they have to do is get there and right-click the beacon. They have their adjuster, not even in armor. Right-click the beacon. Wow. That just wasted a lot of valuable time, but they do get the breach nonetheless. We will see if Poop can go on the offensive and breach in that amount of time. But that was a very interesting attempt, to say the least. We will see how this ends up now. I'll go ahead and start the music back up as we wait for the next stage to start. Alrighty. Oh, I'm in somebody's body. They had plenty of people to sub. I'm not sure why they wouldn't do that. Alrighty. 3 minutes until the second part of this match commences. Man like Heroic. How's it going, dude? Alrighty. Alrighty. I appreciate that, Heroic. Doing my best, man. Open qualifiers today. Main event over the weekend. Decide the champion. Take a look at the website, Heroic. Should be in the description. You spend your YouTube money all on a Rolex. Alrighty. 1 minute and just over 30 seconds until we see if Poop can go ahead and win this. They are on a time crunch. They have to breach. There's no other way around it. They have to breach in order to win this match. They don't even have a snake going yet. Not sure what the plan is there. But they got to get something going. I'm not sure what's going on. They've got a minute and a half. Still plenty of time, but doesn't seem like a lot of urgency at the moment. We'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes. Open the queue. Not quite. Not quite. Alrighty. Let's see how this match goes. A minute left until we get shooting again. If you think Poop is going to win this match, go ahead and press 1 in the chat. I would say it's on their favor at this current time. I think breaching anywhere but like under 3 minutes is not that great, I guess, because I have not seen a lot from any team at this point to show me that anyone's been able to patch the full 20 minutes yet. But this could be that. You never know. This could be that. What am I drinking? I didn't see that. My bad. I'm drinking 2 Sierra Nevada Pils beer. Alrighty. Going through 4 seconds until this gets underway. BBL is going to try their tactic again of forcing back. I have seen several of the patching factions just go ahead and try and fight back a little bit at the start. Get one person to patch for a little bit, but it's not working at the moment. They got to get some blocks placed there because you don't want to let them get very deep this high already. Zyromate dead early already. Let's see what they can do at this point. This is a battle of how long it takes Poop to breach if they can. 17 minutes is all they have to get a breach done in order to win this match and to move on into the final today against NLT with a chance to qualify for the main event. All right. Going on through at the moment. We'll see if they're able to make their progress as quick as they need to. Nothing startling at this point, I'd say, from either team. I think it's just, you know, a very average kind of start. Kind of similar to how the previous raid phase was, where Poop was defending. But we're going to see how this continues. They are fresh 255. Not a great start for, I guess not a bad start, right? Not a great, not a bad start. Just kind of average, kind of normal. 15 minutes remaining. Plenty of time to breach. But you do have a little bit of urgency. You know you have to breach. It's not about getting deepest, getting as many walls done as possible. It's about actually breaching the base, right? Going on through. Here they go. Alrighty. Continuing to drill high. Got 2 chunks in 255. Not a bad pace. Not a good pace. Either way, it's just, they're just continuing the match a little bit. Display Basil's doing his thing. IG and Clown into patch. Did not see a lot of him patching yesterday. We'll see how he is. Plate Ice doing what he can at the moment. Trying to catch front wall. Was not able to. It's going to go right past him. And they're still fresh 255. The Poop Adjuster is really trying to use his high coordinates as best as he can. It seems like he might have turned off the OS. Unless my patch crumbs are off, he might have turned off the OS. A bold move, to say the least. A bold move, to say the least. Hell, stream. What's wrong with the stream? Continuing on through. Overstacker looks to be working again. And as they go. Seems like Zyromate is crashing out as he is unfamiliar with the rules, as he knows as best as anybody else that slash roster can only be done during the grace phase. That is why it's 3 minutes long, so you can alter. There's no audio? There's no way. There's no way. I don't have any audio working. Hold on. Hold on. I know my audio's working. I know there's audio. All right now. You cannot troll me. You cannot troll me. They're going through, doing what they can at the moment. And they're still drilling pretty fresh. This is not a great showing from BBL on the patch side. We kind of knew this was not their strongest point. Patching, that is. Yesterday they did a great job forcing NLT, that was. And then turned around and got breached relatively quickly after they breached NLT themselves. They are drilling through just like this, and we will see how this goes. Still fresh, very high. I think this is definitely Poop's match to lose. They're almost 4 chunks in, 255. That's the type of pace you want to see. So let's find out if they're going to be able to end this quickly or not. Continuing to drill fresh here. All right. Going on through. Doing their best. But they're getting held at the moment. Getting held for the moment. The pace is slowing down just a touch. We'll see. 480p. All right now. All right now. Continuing to go through at the moment. Let's see how this goes. Only 3 chunks off right here. I would say the breach will happen within the next 5 minutes. Personally, that would be my guess. I think Poop has this under control right now. It does seem like a lot of players from the BBL side of things, they are full fresh 255. They turned off their OS. A great strategy for a lot of people to deploy. IGN Robo cannot catch the shot, and there is still fresh at 255. This is great. This is the first time we've seen this in these qualifiers, toggling the OS to go as high as you can. And they are straight down, drilling as much as possible. All right. I don't know why the stream quality isn't good. I will check shortly. See how this is. Let's see how much troll your y'all are at right now. Y'all are at right. Yeah, I'm not muted and the stream looks fine. You bunch of bozos. All right. Continuing through as they can. Back high at 255. Not sure what's going on with IG and Clown over there. Has he just given up? Has he just given up? Not good looks from the BBL team. It seems like they might just be falling apart. If I was a Poop member, I am saying to go for the breach now. We've got this. Got this handled. We got them already. Crash. Not good. Not good. The BBL side of things. It seems like there was a mistake from the BBL side of things that they forgot to change their substitutes during this raid phase, and that is a big reason why they are complaining. But, you know, can't feel bad for them when the rules were very stated and a message to their leaders personally about, you know, how the roster works. You could sub during the grace phases, but you can't sub during the raid phases. That would provide a lot of issues. So, you know, that's just how it is. That's why it's 3 minutes long, and it seems like their leader might have had a bit of a mental lapse and forgot to change out his roster, considering he already changed it once to even have the substitute in the first place. So, we'll see as they continue. Our inventory is bugged. Go ahead and relog. Relog. Not sure why a lot of these problems are starting today when everybody's been playing before, but that's okay. It might just be one of those things when you're not really happy with your performance that you just kind of start trying to blame other things. You know, that happens. I understand the competitive game mode, and, you know, last thing you want to see is, you know, other things to alter performance. But keeping a calm head, calm, cool, and collect, understanding, you know, what your leader has to say, because he is familiar with just about everything he needs to on the server. So, could OS toggle blowing the cannon be fixed soon? Well, they just did it and it worked fine, so it might be a you issue, man. There are sand wands added, though. So, you can use those if it does blow and reset it, basically. They're drilling on through, but to be honest, it's been almost 10 minutes of raiding. Really, they're about halfway in, just under about halfway in, and they are 2 chunks off. It is not out of realm of possibilities that Poop is unable to breach this. We'll see. You know, I was talking a lot like this was a guaranteed and inevitable breach, but they're not quite doing the progress now that they should have. This got blocked up a lot. It's going to be a lot harder to get through at this point. They almost hit fresh there. That is going to get rid of a couple patches, that slab bust, but we will see how this continues. They're going to go down fresh now, very low. You need to get some people on that if you are BBL. If you can block this up, need to pause match now. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this works. This is the first time I've used this, but we'll see. It's not me. This is Does. Okay, it worked. Okay, let's, seems like there's a slight issue. I will, bring the stream back when this is hashed out.
What happened? He did not
Zaro
confirm.
did confirm me. I was
Well,
there
he was
spamming you
spammed, he
guys.
spammed in chat 15
Okay.
times. He had no staff in the call.
I don't fucking know because they also didn't work. I changed this.
ITP to IGN, ITP to 5 people, and they're all patching in one. All of them a patch.
I'll
That
tell
was
you guys what happened. I'll tell you
Hey,
guys what
guys.
happened. Zaro slash rostered me in and Sharpen out, IGN Clown, right? And then I go in, I'm like, when the match starts, yeah? Sharpen, aka IGN Clown and IGN Robo, they're substitute and they're out. And it's 4 of us. And I die, and then IGN Clown gets subbed out. Or I get subbed out and IGN Clown gets subbed in.
You had 5 patching. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
It's basically like Uno.
And then
became
I
the
relogged
spectator.
again, and I kept on relogging, and then I was put in the match too.
Yeah, but as a spectator. He
No,
cannot
not as a
but you were
spectator.
supposed
Then I
to-
was
Okay, we're back, chat. I'm not sure who else is here, but the raid is continuing, and we are going on through. Slight hiccup, but we're good to go. I'm not muted. I'm not muted. Going on through now. 7 minutes remaining. Slight hiccup, but both teams agreed to just continue the raid where it was. Alrighty, 7 minutes for Poop to breach. They are 2 chunks off at this Y level. Still have plenty of fresh chords. Hopefully they can make this work. You can't see the Minecraft, only the face cam. I don't believe you. I don't believe you, but I'm paranoid. So I'm going to check this one more time. Tell you what, though. I'm very... Yes, I'm not... You're seeing everything, you bozo. Tell you what, though. That's the first time we've used match freeze before, and it worked. So, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty, going on through 6 minutes. This is not a super long amount of time. They are going to have to clear some patches and try and breach pretty low here. Slight hiccup with the match and what happened. So, you know, it happens, but we're back in a happy family, raiding and continuing this match. Plenty of open Y coordinates, though. Can they take these to their advantage? This sand stack that has left is gone now. They just caught 1 block. That is so unfortunate. Can any of the BBL players get there and continue to patch this coordinate? They get a couple through. Plate Ice gets a couple shots. They are back low, but they're not quite able to hit fresh. There they are. They're full fresh, just about, and they're continuing. I'm not sure why it's bugged, but they're going through. Unmute Kexit. Going on through. Can they breach? 5 minutes remaining until they are done. Almost to the 1 chunk mark. I'm not sure why. Surely they don't have 5 players again. What's going on here? Plate Ice. I don't see 5 people. That was the issue with why this stopped. Apparently, BBL was trying to take advantage of some things. I only see 4 people, so we'll see. We will see. Daffodil Dreamer. Plate Ice. They are going through the Zyro. This is their 4 that they have. They do not have 5, so we should be A-okay. Didn't really put much effort into looking for 5 people there, Unk. Yes, but I know who should not be patching, so I located everybody here. I knew that if I saw 1 name, they're not supposed to be patching, so, and I'd not locate either of the names. They're high now. I know I do need to get on Tracers. I'll try and get on Champs. I have a client that I'll probably try and run after this. I just forgot to install it before this. But I'll do it for the next match, and we'll be good to go. A client. I'm a dirty, dirty cheater. What can I say? Drilling very high right now. I will user sloppers. Parent admin. Let's see what he needs. They don't have 5. Daffo is 1. Zyro is 2. Plate Ice is 3. And who's the other one? Driz is 4. So chat, if you see anybody else besides those 4, you let me know. You let me know, but they are full fresh right now. I think they're within the final couple walls. They can breach right here and go ahead and end this match. This will be it. They are going to move on into the finale, and there they go. The base is breached. They are in, and the game is over. Poop move on to the championship of match of the losers bracket. We will see how this continues and goes, but we will need to get a word from, one of the Poop players, see how they're feeling. After a bit of a weird match, you know, a match freeze in the middle, but pretty good. Pretty good all around. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a Poop member in here. Splay Basils does requesting a post-match interview. Let's see if I can get him in. Can I drag? All right. Let's go ahead and talk to Splay. Get him in here.
Hello.
Mr. Splay Basils, congratulations on the win. It was a bit of a weird match. We had a match freeze there for the first time in the middle. There was some concerns about having 5 players potentially patching from them, but in the end, that did not matter. Y'all were able to breach in time. Tell me how you're feeling about that. Were you, happy with the performance your team put up, or could y'all have done a little better?
I mean, we definitely can always do better. Towards the end, we really just weren't packing shit up low, and we obviously all knew it while we were talking, and it is what it is. Like, that can't happen against, it is what it is. I mean, shout out to the other guys that played a heck of a match. They did have 5 a couple times, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we're not sure what happened there. It's maybe a slight error from one of the parties that caused that issue, but it seems like it didn't matter in the end as y'all were able to grab the W. Tell me how you're feeling about your next match in just a handful of minutes here against NLT.
It's feeling pretty good. I think it's going to be a good match. We'll see how they are. They got some really good players. We have some good players. We get Chad back now. He was at work.
Oh, very good.
Finally coming on.
Very good.
Dude, okay, Zeppin, bro. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we do a little better than we did last match.
Yeah, that would be good. Well, congratulations on moving on, and good luck in the next match in attempting to qualify for the main event. Appreciate it, Splay.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Now it is time for the final match to decide who goes ahead and moves on to the qualifiers, or qualifies for the main event. I will be back in just a handful of minutes here, and we'll get this final match going just as soon as possible.
All right. Okay. I'll explain what happened from
Okay. We're back. We're back. We're back, chat. Okay. Let's go ahead. Get this back in here. I know it came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere. All right. All right, match is underway. The final match of this open qualifier. Very exciting. The winner of this moves on to the main event. Main event, ladies and gentlemen. All right. 1 minute until we get this match underway. NLT will be patching first. Poop will be raiding first. And we'll get on this. This is going to be exciting. The final match here today to decide who moves on to the main event of the Factions Cup. Let's see how this goes. All right. 20 seconds remaining. We have not seen any faction, any team patch the entire 20 minutes of a raid phase yet. Will this be the first? We'll have to see. I think this is going to be a very competitive match. I would say my bet right now is on NLT, but they do have a new member. Dylan A is rotated in compared to last time. Shot is coming in. We are underway, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, damn. Huh. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and mute this guy. It's the only issue with being on an opt account. I get to see everything. Alrighty. They are getting in, getting through. Dylan A on the shot. We'll see how Dylan A compares to everybody because he was not here yesterday, was not part of the team, but he's here today, filling his spot as best as he can. He would be filling the spot of Still Unwritten, I believe, is who it would be. Alrighty. Going on through. Splay Basils, making sure this shot gets in. They are fresh, 255, a chunk in. Not a bad start for either team. Pudding, one of the MVPs of yesterday. We're going to see how he does today. He was doing great patching work. We're going to see if they can continue. Dylan A getting hit off the walls, but by Poopy Stinky Head, that was quite a KB combo right there. Going ahead and opening up this split now. And there they go. Continuing to get a few more walls in. Your goal at this point, if you are raiding, is just get as many walls in high as possible. That is the best thing to do. Alrighty. Back to 233. They are continuing to make this work. Nobody's up high. Getting deep quick, though. Probably not where NLT would want to see themselves right now. You want to be a little more solid up top at the high chords at the moment. Drexern, one of the unsung heroes of yesterday, he was doing a great job getting away from Forcers, making space for himself, and getting those patches in as quickly and as assuredly as he could. Going on through again. They're going to continue using their Y levels, trying to make NLT panic a touch. But Dylan A is on that shot, does not get a patch off. He is able to pearl back to the wall. Dylan A definitely playing that front wall position, trying to get the best advantage he can and catch some shots early. A wrong adjust. Seems like they don't have anything set there. You probably don't want this to be the case. If you are Poop, you don't want to be adjusting this far over unless they're going to go for a 2-split method. They get one player to go back over there for a couple shots and then go straight on back. Seems like it might have not been quite what they wanted to, as they do fill up that adjust right there so that they can focus on this exit coordinate. 3 minutes in now. They are about just over two chunks in right now. Not a bad pace for either team. Wouldn't, raise any alarm bells from either side at the moment. But like I said, we have yet to see a team patch the entire 20 minutes yet. So will they be able to patch for this long? We'll have to find out and see if anybody is going to be able to, during this open qualifier, patch the entire 20-minute time frame. Alrighty now. Let me get this music going again. Gets me in the mood, you know? Few more shots fresh. Again, not a bad pace for either side. I would feel really good if I'm NLT and I'm able to hold for this entire 20-minute mark. But that's going to be a lot harder said than done, as they are fresh right now, practicing, trying to get up there, not placing a lot of blocks at the second. But down low is not as open as you'd probably like to see if you are a Poop member. Practicing, getting the patches done well. He has been very solid this entire tournament. Can he continue to do his role and do it well? Almost a fresh shot there, but not quite. Shot was caught by Dylan A at the front. He has been, what the team needs at this point. Taking a forcer away, getting a couple patches off, doing their best. Caught by practicing right there. That was a great catch. 3 chunks in at the moment. Not a bad pace for NLT. I would say this is probably where you want to be, but you don't want to let them drill fresh for too long, too quickly. Drexler on the shot, getting a couple patches in to hold this coordinate. You just want to make sure this coordinate is blocked up. It's not about catching every shot. You just want to block up a coordinate when they adjust there as quick as you can when it goes there. Practicing the GOAT. He's doing his best, but they are at 210. As you see, Dylan A behind Ling, getting a bunch of patches off. That is very effective by Dylan A. Doing a great job for his team there. Almost about halfway in. This is probably getting a little quicker of a pace than NLT would be wanting to see with the 20-minute time frame. But they are using a lot of their Ys. If these get blocked up very quickly and very well, this could come back to bite Poop as they are raiding and trying to go for a breach, because a lot of these patches, it's going to be hard to go through all of these. You really want to save some of those low coordinates for later in the raid, but we're going to assume they might have a few lower coordinates they like, but they do adjust into 2 NLT patchers, so this is not quite the coordinate that Poop would want to be seeing. It is looking very good from an NLT point of view. A lot of this is very blocked up. I would say this is kind of what you would want to be seeing if you are NLT. This music's a lot better than the stuff we listened to yesterday, yeah? Continuing to go through. Full fresh at this coordinate. This is a good coordinate from Poop. Not a bad pearl, though, right there from practicing. But he's got to get up to this shot. He'll catch the best he can. A couple shots is not a terrible deal if you're able to catch it again. But they are. NLT is doing a great job spreading out and catching the patches while they need to be honest. I've been very impressed with their communications, it seems. It seems like everybody knows their role and knows what they have to do. Practicing, fighting back at Poopy Sticky, but he should probably get a couple patches off if he can. They do go low, but they're not fresh. Going through a lot of this, trying to open up this X adjustment, and let's see if they can hold that down. We are almost 7 minutes into this raid, and they are just at the halfway mark. In about 1 to 2 walls now, there they are, officially halfway in to this buffer, and we will see if they can continue this terror. Continuing to go through. Pudding doing the best he can. Haven't seen a lot of him at this point. Probably has been a focus for the Poop Foresters, but that's really what separates some of the best players, is who can still be focused and still do well. Poop, a great chord there, a 1x1 coordinate all the way through the front, getting a few shots fresh, opening up this area right here. If I'm NLT, I'm definitely sending probably Drexern to patch a lot of this up if I can't afford it. They're trying to go through, but they're going to stick this here, trying to clear some low, it seems. They are fresh, though. It's going to end up working for them. If they cannot get a patch off, they're going full fresh. They just brooded that coordinate through. Dylan A is not able to get a patch off. That is not good for the NLT patchers. Drexer not able to catch a shot. He is getting bullied right now on the shot. Can they patch this up? That is a great job by whoever did these patches. Looks like it's practicing. He has been an all-around very solid player in these matches so far. 8 minutes in now, and we are just into the 4-chunk margin. Can we continue to see some progress done by Poop on the rating side of things? You missed it, bro. I've already gone through 2 beers. This is. I'd like to see Drexern patch as Drexern's dead. I have not been familiar with Prax's game, to be honest. This guy let me patch. I'm not sure what Drexern's saying there. Alright, no need to bring that up, Ivan. My bad days are behind me. Practicing on the shot, as he has been. I would say practicing has been the MVP of this match so far. Last match, it would have been hard to tell, to be honest. Poopy Stinky Head did very well, but I might even just go to say their adjuster was probably the MVP of that match. Wasn't a necessarily standout forcer or patcher, but we'll see how it continues. Pudding, doing his work, practicing, watering the walls. Practicing is really up in his stock as a player right now. Doing a great job. Getting some patches off, but they are fresh. 247. Not what you want to see if you're an NLT player, but it's also not getting rid of a lot of the patches you have in the way. So you just want to make sure that you hold this as best as you can, as front as you can, and get that done. A lot of patches done there. That's going to do a lot of good work, but it does clear a lot of patches low as they do go to 202. Halfway in now. How much longer are they going to be able to hold? Will it be the entire duration, or will it not? This could be the first time we see a faction hold their entire buffer for a 20-minute margin. Would be fitting, to say the least, if that happens on the final match of the day here to decide who moves on to the main event. But they are fresh drilling now. This can completely change the outcome of a match. Just a handful of fresh shots while they cannot get caught. This is not good. Drexern, can he save the day? He's going to get one patch, which really could do a lot, and he gets hit in front and goes and patches a lot more. They are only 2 chunks off now, but that is relatively low. They got to try and patch this up as best as they can. Pudding is on it, doing the best he can, but they are full fresh. Trying to get Pudding away from those pre-patches as best they can. He's got to get some patches off. He does. They need to block up those blocks right there because that is the most important part, but they knocked another sand wall down, officially less than 2 chunks away from reaching this base. They are high again. Drexern is on that. It does seem like some of the adjustments from Poop are not super thought out as they adjust into players, but they are full fresh here. Dylan A, we haven't seen a lot of him recently. How has he been able to manage how this is going and patch this up? This is what you want to see if you're a fan of the NLT support team, is patching up this as best as they can. You're not seeing a lot of open coordinates at the moment, even though you do see some daylight in between these. Still plenty of coordinates to hit, but they do have 2 chunks of walls, right? That is 16 walls, 3 seconds a wall. That's about a minute of shooting straight there to get through. It seems like the cannon might have blown. That is not good. We'll go ahead and help them out here and get this done. Pause 2 / replace sand air / WEA. There we go. Shooting again. Let's make sure the cannon's fine. Not sure what they tried to do there, but that could be really bad from a poop side of things. The only reason that cannon blows up or messes up is from a user error. I'm not sure. For one, I don't know why they have so many sandbots going. You don't need that many. But we're going to see what happened. They are continuing to go through now. Patch crumbs are not working. We're gonna go ahead and I don't know what's going on. There we go. Patch crumbs are back. That is okay. The disadvantage that Poop got from their cannon not shooting, they got back into the no patch crumbs. Not sure what's happening at the moment. There is some issues, but they're really not getting as far in as they could. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hit a match freeze. Not sure what's happening. Hold on a second. There we go. It's finally frozen. Okay. Why can't we just have something go right? Oh, give me 1 second, gentlemen, and we'll be right back with this. All right, we're back. Don't tell me my Minecraft's not working on my screen. Don't tell me my Minecraft's not working on my screen. What the hell? What the hell? Lunar. Nope, we want this. There we go. Everything fine on the screen, gentlemen. Slight error there. Basically, what's going to be the case is if NLT get breached, they will have 45 seconds less to breach Poop. That is the final decision. But if they don't get breached, it doesn't matter. Nothing changes. Only matters if they get breached. They will have until the 45-second mark to breach on the ensuing raid phase. I have Dog and Blushfield. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. They are shooting high. Both factions have been warned if they mess with their OS and it messes up the cannon, that's their own fault. That is their own fault up until that point. Cannon is going through at the moment, though. I don't know why they aren't using their OS. I told them not to mess with it, but they are. So we'll see. They might just be wanting to do this. And, you know, that's okay. That happens. But let's see how NLT responds to this. A little bit of an interruption in the match. They are just drilling fresh. They're almost full fresh 255. No NLT members are here to hold this shot. This is not great. Holding it right there, though. A nice catch by Drexler, doing his best. They're trying to hold it as best they can. They did go fresh for a long time, but that really didn't clear that much up because of how much is blocked up in front of it. 4 minutes remaining to get a breach going. Only about 6 walls away from doing this, and they are drilling deep, practicing, doing his best, trying to pre-patch this as best as he can. They do have some fresh coordinates going for them, though. Full fresh at 203. Practicing is on it. Are we surprised? He is going to be the reason this team wins this match if they do. This is very important for them, but they still have more Ys to use. This is going to be very close for them to breach. Okay. No need, iVamp. No need. Full fresh at least once. They're only a couple walls away. Can NLT pull a rabbit out of the hat and block this base up? Going through at the moment. Can they get this breach? Because like I said, they will have 45 seconds left that they will need in order to breach. Let's see how this continues. Going high. I'm sure this is a distraction as they're trying to get to a low chord. But NLT needs to communicate that with their players. They need people low patching. Only 3 minutes remain just about until this match is over. NLT doing a great job holding the shot where it is. Let's see how this continues. Turn the OS back on. They are playing with fire here, changing their OS whenever it is where it is. So we will see how they continue. 3 minutes until we potentially see the first team to hold it, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Can they get a patch? They get one. It's not enough, and they are into the base. They will have 45 seconds less to defend. Very good from the Poop Raiders, but not, probably the plan they were wanting to either. NLT will have until the 45-second mark of the following raid phase to breach. Alrighty, getting ready. 3 minutes until we start. I'm going to take a piss and I'll be back. Alrighty. Let's see how this goes. Once again, they have until the 45-second mark to breach. Alrighty. Match has commenced. Why? Wait a second. Why is this at... Why is this at 20 minutes? That's not right. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to go in the VOD and figure out what time they officially breached at. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, let's see this. Let's see this. $252 remaining. So $252. Hold on a second. 120 plus 52 plus 45. 217 seconds. This is getting confusing. I'm marking this in chat. We're doing this together. 217 seconds. 20 times 60. That minus 217. 983. Alright, and let's try this. How many minutes and remaining seconds is 983 seconds? 16 minutes and 23 seconds. Okay. Has till the 16-minute and 23-second mark to breach to win because of the raid phase being 20 minutes. All right, let's hope that this is cleared up. Okay, we're good. We're good. Sorry, guys. when the match ends. Okay, we're back. They've got just over 14 minutes to breach, plenty of time, and they know what they need to do. NLT, this depends on who qualifies for the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Continuing to go through as best as they can. Can they get on through? Alrighty. Probably not a bad pace for either side. NLT probably wants to see a little bit of progress now, considering they don't have a ton of time to waste. They have just about 12 minutes now to continue raiding. They were very close on holding out for as long as they could. But we're going to see how this occurs. Continuing to go through now. Doing their best. Probably want to make a little more progress, but this is incredibly open and wide, low, and they're making good progress. Let's see who's on the adjust for NLT. Is it who we thought it would be? Pregnant teen? Yes, it is. Let's see how well he's going to be able to do here. Trying to open this up as much as they can. Just about 11 minutes remaining until this stops. Going on through, opening this up. As you can see, this is incredibly open for them. I think their plan is definitely just to get as deep, as wide as possible. And we're going to see how this goes. Every time these matches start very kind of calm at the beginning. And shortly thereafter, they continue and go deeper. And as soon as they hit a couple fresh chords is when the match takes a turn. So it's just a matter of when that could happen for when this match will become a serious issue for Poop. We have not been super impressed with Poop's ability to patch up until this point, but they did a very good job of raiding. But I think NLT would be very happy with their performance there, because it has just been hard to hold in a buffer for the full 20-minute mark. But NLT is no surprise, not surprised by the fact of having to breach to win. They were in the same situation in their first game yesterday. They got breached at about the same amount of time remaining as they got breached on this one, and then fired right back and breached BBL very quickly to give them the win of that match. They are fresh now, 4 chunks in at the moment, 10 minutes remaining, just over 6 minutes elapsed of this match. Let's see how they're going to get this to work. It is very open in the front. Not a bad idea from the NLT players to try and open this up to make it harder to get patches when they are at the front. But they really don't have a ton of Ys to use once they get down there. They do want to try and hit these fresh open high cores as much as possible. They are drilling their work client, trying to get on this as quick as he can. Poopy Sticky Head's going to hold it up and brick it up as well as he could. Continuing to get some patches in, doing their best. And we're going to see how this goes. Back down to 217. And they are drilling. That's a good fresh chord. But Chud is going to fall. I don't know if they're going to punish him. He gets right back up with the pearl. A great pearl from Chud. Not bad to say the least. Trying to get a little deeper. Just about 3.5 chunks off. This is a pace that they will be able to breach at this rate. But once again, it does get harder once you get deeper into the base. Under 8 minutes to go now, as they continue to raid. Reminder, the match ends with 3:37 remaining. Continuing to go through right now. Let's see what they can do. Back down low now, trying to clear some patches, it seems. Can they get a fresh shot? I don't know if they're going to be able to, because Chud is on that, getting rid of what's in the way, though. This is not a bad idea either, just to get through some walls. They are full fresh now. You do not see any of the Poop players very close at the moment. They are just drilling, but they are very low. I'm not sure how this is going to end up working for NLT, but they are doing a great job. Is that work client Ling Poopy Pants is trying to get a patch, but he's not going to get the right coordinate. They're back high. Not a bad job. They are drilling fresh. 3 chunks off now, trying to get whatever patches they can as the Poop players, but this ability to lock down the front is coming to be a very big help for NLT. Going straight through a kill. That is very important. They're going to get another shot fresh. They are drilling, but they are very low at the same time. Are they going to be able to actually keep these cords open enough to get through this box? 2 chunks remaining for the NLT players. A great coordinate, but they're straight into Chud, who's going to get some patches done right there and block up that coordinate. They got to try and get a couple fresh coordinates. This seems like a very good one here. We'll see if they notice it or not. Continuing to go through now the best they can, trying to keep this open at the middle. We saw that that was very important for getting that fresh, was having that open part in the middle. Ling cannot seem to get a patch very easily because of it. He is now line patching as best as he can. Let's see if they're going to get rid of it with this shot. They do. Almost the entire line useless now. Full fresh almost with this coordinate. NLT is doing a great job. Just about 7 minutes remaining in this match. They are still very deep at this coordinate. They do have a very strong breach coordinate available, but this patch right here is going to prove to be an issue. We can already tell. Patching the slab bus there, I was going through, trying to clear as much as they can. They really want to clear this if they can and try and hit above, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to. 6 minutes to go now. 6 minutes remaining in this match. They're hitting fresh at this coordinate. Can they clear enough to get the breach when they want? How are they going to make this work? Full fresh at this coordinate. Great coordinate there that they are using in order to adjust. Doing a great job right now. They have just under 6 minutes to breach, which is plenty of time, and they have plenty of coordinates to use. We're seeing one right here live that could be used. Not super fresh, but this one is almost full fresh high. No Poop player is really that close. They're just going to beam, and they're going to go down. Not sure why. They weren't getting contested at that higher coordinate, but they are just drilling at the moment. Caught front. Ling is doing his best to try and hold it front as best as he can. Pudding is coming to force now. We got Wart Client locking it down at the moment. How deep are they going to get, and how quickly will they do it? Just about 5 minutes remaining. Going through. They are full fresh. They are forcing as best they can. A couple shots there. Another sand wall down. 2 chunks away officially. This is going to be very close, ladies and gentlemen. Can they get in? NLT, probably one of the betting favorites going into this match, but due to some, match issues, I guess, there was a slight just hiccup in how the match was played. This could go to the benefit of Poop. This is going to be very close. I'd hate to see it go down to the 45 seconds, but we'll see what happens, to say the least. They're going through as best as they can. Let's see how they're able to do this. Just about 4 minutes remaining. All right. Can they breach? They got almost just right now 4 minutes. We just hit the 4 minute mark remaining. This is going to be quite an attempt. Are they going to be able to breach in time? Let's see. Continuing to hit fresh shots. No Poop patches at the moment. Now it's caught. That is some crucial fresh coordinates, though. The adjuster, Pregnant Teen, has got to be trying to find the best coordinates that he can right now as the time is ticking. Can they continue to get as far into this as possible? Almost coming up to 3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes remaining. I will go ahead and put this once we hit the 3-minute mark. They are doing their best, getting rid of as much patches as possible. I think it's going to be very difficult for NLT to actually get this breach, which will be quite a shame. Let's see what they can do. Poop is holding it down the best they can. Will we see a miracle from NLT, or will Poop be able to hold it down as best they can? Going through at the moment. Trying to hit fresh, but it is just very blocked up. Let's see what they can do. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's see what they're going to be able to do. Can they get in? Not seeing shots at the moment. What's happening? Did he forget the TNT fill? Doesn't look like it. Cannon's not shooting. What's wrong with the cannon? Oh my goodness, they forgot to fill. That is a terrible, terrible blunder from the NLT adjuster. I think that's probably going to finish this match unless they're able to get a miracle breach. This is not the way NLT wanted this match to go. It doesn't seem at the moment. 1 minute remaining. 60 seconds left, 20 shots. I don't think the 45 seconds is going to matter because I don't think they're going to be able to hit fresh. But we will find out, to say the least. Going on through as best as they can. But I just don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Here they come. Only a few seconds left, and I think it's safe to declare that Poop will be moving on and taking this victory. Very unfortunate turn of events for NLT. I think they just stuck it at this coordinate and are just going to hang it up as that. That will be how it finishes, ladies and gentlemen. Blue team is going to win this match. We're going to let it run 45 seconds longer, though. Does says to let it run, so we will. Continuing to go through. We'll give him the 45 seconds anyway, because why not? But I think this is probably it. And this will be how it ends, unfortunately, for NLT. We did see quite a valiant effort from them through yesterday to get to this point, but Poop really was one of the betting favorites coming into this. I think this is how it probably should have ended up in the previous, thought of how this event was going to go. There it is. The 45 seconds is done. I will go ahead and end the match.
Hey.
Hello?
Sorry about that. I didn't realize.
You're good. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. All right. Alrighty. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Cue start. Alrighty, let's get some post-match interviews coming in. Let's try and talk to one of the NLT members first. Practicing, and let's see, who should we talk to? Ling. Requesting post-match interview. Can I drag? All right, let's wait and see if we can get some communication real quick.
Yo, G Squeeze.
Oh, practicing, you here?
What's up?
You know, unfortunate result there, to say the least. I know there was some confusion for, you know, both sides of the event, but I think it ended up kind of being how it would have run anyway. So, you know, how are you feeling? How's the team feeling? What went wrong?
I think we got a little thrown off by kind of like the match pause and stuff. Also, we had to like switch players, so we kind of like lost a little bit of rhythm from yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think if we had a little more time to play together, it would have been fine. But on defense, I think there was just a few big mistakes, like kind of not always having someone 2-5-5, let them drill deep, and that just opened everything open too much.
Yeah,
But
I feel that. I definitely agree. I think the chemistry could have, you know, a couple more matches together, and I think, you know, that chemistry that you needed to get some of those, you know, high coordinates that they drilled on during your defending phase would have definitely gone the other way. But I hope to see, you know, this team or something similar to it in the next Open Qualifier. I saw a lot of really good things from y'all. So best of luck for the future, and you know, just not the result y'all were after.
yeah, it's all good. I mean, we can always make a new team, play again. So just look forward to seeing the rest of the matches play out.
Yep, that's right. Well, we appreciate it practicing.
Yeah, GG's.
Ling,
Yo, G Squeeze.
how are you? Okay, okay. Well, how do you think the match went? Obviously, that's the result y'all were going for. Having to play 2 matches today was probably not ideal, though. Tell me how the team's feeling and how you know, you were able to find that win in that match.
Well, personally, I feel like a fat ass. I think we were a little thrown off by the match pauses, but overall, I think we did a lot better than yesterday.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, how's the team feeling about moving on now? You are the secondary Open Qualifier team for the main event. Have y'all talked at all about how the main event's going to go, or like what's the team feeling like right now?
We're gonna play against the people that play every single fucking hour of the day. Like, what are we supposed to do?
You never know.
We're just playing to have fun.
know.
You
Just
know?
a couple communications errors can really change the outcome of an event, of a
Hey,
match.
Carson,
So.
stop taking pictures of girls from behind.
Whoa, what's going on? What is going on? All right, Ling. Well, congrats for moving on, and we'll be excited to see y'all play in the main event this weekend.
All right.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Congrats to Poop for going through the losers bracket and qualifying for the main event. I know that NLT and BBL, that was not quite the result they were after, but good efforts nonetheless. And we will see all of y'all on the weekend. We will see all of y'all on the weekend for the main event, for the matches that will happen. Those will be very exciting. So, yeah, thank you again to everybody who showed up for the live stream and watched the matches. And, yeah, everybody have a great rest of your day.